welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm Crystal Kennedy, and this is the show where we bring you the day's biggest movie news, and of course, we give you insight into what it all means. Joining me, as always, is AMC Movie News Senior Editor, Mr. John Campia.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Stream.TV studios right here in Hollywood, California. We are so glad you decided to make us a part of your day, and I got to share this little story with you. We're doing Mailbag this weekend. The stereotypical question came up, well, you could do a movie about this if it's got a great director, great writer, great script. I said, yeah, but you could do that too with, and I picked up a microphone, with Felipe, the sentient dancing microphone, and I sang a little song. Well, I should know better by now, because one of our AMC Movie Talk viewers, Ben, put together this graphic. Apparently my vision is coming true. This, what is this? Felipe, the sentient dancing microphone starring Liam Neeson, is coming to an AMC theaters near you. Thank you so much for this poster. It made my day.
We also have joining us our AMC Movie News production manager, Mr. Dennis Sen.
Hey guys, I would go see that movie, and I think Liam Neeson would sign up for that movie.
I believe he would, yes.
And there's also our AMC Movie News entertainment correspondent, Miss Erin Darling.
Hello, guys. Good to see you. I'd see that movie, too.
The upcoming Star Wars Episode 7 hits AMC theaters everywhere, December 18th, 2015, and casting rules have been flying and circulating forever already. Now you can add another name to the potential cast list. Gary Oldman, in a recent interview, Oldman was asked about the new Star Wars, to which he replied the following. They've called, yeah, I'm more cynical about it now. I'll believe it when I'm on the plane home. You know, the deal isn't done until then. But yeah, they've inquired. John, what would you think about Gary Oldman joining Star Wars Episode 7?
This is not like your stereotypical casting rumor. This is the actor himself saying, yeah, we've talked. And the key sentence to me in this whole statement is, nothing's official yet. Because, the first part of that statement makes it sound like, yeah, we just had a chat. Mm-hmm. But then they say, okay, nothing's official yet. That sounds a little bit more serious to me. Could Gary Oldman fit into something like a Star Wars universe? Never a mistake to recruit talent. He is one of the most talented people to ever walk the face of the earth. But he's also got a very operatic presence about him. Like Star Wars has always been defined as kind of like a space opera in many ways. He would be a perfect fit. I don't care if he's a good guy, bad guy, alien, whatever. He can be the new Jar Jar Binks. That's it. He's the new Jar Jar Binks. And even then, I'd be fine with it. Gary Oldman in Star Wars, I'm completely down with it. Sign me up. Dennis, what do you think?
Oh, I'd be thrilled. He's one of the top actors working today. He's amazing. He also has a chameleon-like presence. He fits into his roles. I mean, think about the movies he's been in. The Dark Knight trilogy, the Harry Potter franchise. But then he's also done Leon / The Professional, Lawless, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Fifth Element, his role in True Romance. Can't even tell it's Gary Oldman.
Oh, I know.
So he would blend in perfectly into Star Wars, and I hope he gets cast.
Aaron?
I love this news, too, and I love the fact that he's like, yeah, they called. Of course they called. Of course they called Gary Oldman. Are you kidding me? I love him so much. He's great. I just want some more Fifth Element hairstyle going on. I could definitely see that happening in a Star Wars movie.
That would totally fit, too. Yeah, that
Absolutely.
hairstyle, that would fit with him. That Fifth Element hairstyle would fit in Star Wars, and it would fit in Hunger Games. He could wear that anywhere. That's a hairstyle you can take anywhere.
Yeah, I love the fact that this is a rumor happening, but then again, who hasn't been rumored to be in the casting Rumorsville USA?
At least this is actually him talking about it.
Yeah, it sounds a little closer to being done than some of the other ones.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. What's next?
Captain America: The Winter Soldier hits AMC theaters everywhere on April 4th, and Disney CEO Robert Iger is reportedly thrilled with the film and says it will essentially set up the next Avengers movie. Iger said the following: I've really been impressed with the early buzz that we're seeing for the Marvel films. Captain America 2 is just huge, and it takes the Captain America story to incredible new levels. It will set critical events in motion that lead into the Age of Ultron and possibly Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2. Erin, what stands out to you about Iger's comments?
I love the fact that this is a businessman talking about what's happening here in Marvel and Disney.
Yeah.
If it's not already clear, they know exactly what they're doing. They're basically setting up a multi-platform media integration unlike anything we've seen before, and it is so smart and so well planned, and I'm sure the execution will be amazing once they all have this in line. It's really impressive to me. I love his comments.
Yeah, I like them too. I love it when you hear the business guy saying, I love this, but that's not inconsistent with what we've been hearing from people. Like the people we've been talking to who have seen the film are saying amazing things about it, and that's great. it now being set up to be the lead-in, I always assumed that Guardians of the Galaxy would kind of be the lead-in, since it is the last Marvel film before Avengers 2. But it sounds like they're actually going to set the ball in motion for what Avengers 2 is going to be in this film. That sounds really cool. The also could lead in some stuff with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Who cares? That is a piece of horse crap show that it's completely irrelevant anyway, so who cares about that point? But anyway, Dennis, your thoughts?
Well, on the side note, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that last episode was actually good. It was the first,
You're still watching it?
Yes, I am. It was the first good show. That doesn't mean the whole show is going to turn around, but I digress. I think these.
You're the boyfriend who says to his completely unfaithful girlfriend, "If you cheat on me one more time."
No. If that episode was like the second or third episode, you would have liked it. But
Okay.
it's like so
I've given
far
up on the show a long time ago.
But in terms of the comments, yeah, it's great because his quote plus the fact they're bringing back, whenever you bring back the directors from the movie before for the next one already, that means that you're really happy and you really like it and you think it's going to do well. So that's a good sign. Yeah, I also thought Guardians of the Galaxy was going to lead into Avengers 2, but maybe Guardians is going to hint at more of Phase 3. Of stuff.
Yeah.
And Avengers or Captain America 2 is going to go to Avengers 2. So that's my takeaway.
All right. Well, listen, folks, we come to that part of the show called Buy or Sell. Here's how this works. In front of her, Chris Lee's got a few other items in the world of movie news. She's going to run them down, and then Aaron, Dennis, and I are simply going to say whether we buy it or sell it. So, Chris Lee, what do you got?
With the rebooted Fantastic Four getting ready to go into production and hitting AMC theaters next June, The Hollywood Reporter is now claiming that Shameless star Emmy Rossum has gone in this week to screen test for the lead female role of Sue Storm. Rossum has also starred in such films as Beautiful Creatures, which I think I'm the only one who liked, Dragon Ball Evolution, and The Day After Tomorrow. John, buy or sell Emmy Rossum in Fantastic Four?
Without exaggeration, she's one of the top 10 most beautiful women in Hollywood today. She's stunning, she's beautiful. She's talented. I mean, talking about Beautiful Creatures, yes, Chris Lee, you are probably the only one that like that. But every moment that she's on screen in it is watchable, and not just because she's absolutely stunning, but also because she's got a screen magnetism about her. That when she's on screen, she exudes a certain type of presence that just draws you to her. She's great in Shameless. It's a show I don't even like all that much, but she's really, really strong in it. So for me, this is a buy. Dennis?
I buy it as well. I haven't seen Shameless. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Evolution or Beautiful Creatures. I don't even remember her character, though, in The Day After Tomorrow. She was probably a lot younger.
She's the girl, the son.
Yeah, I try to forget that movie, but I buy it. I've never seen her, but yeah, she is gorgeous. I've seen her on Conan O'Brien. She just she's charming. She's got a great sense of humor, and I think she'll fit well for this type of Fantastic Four they're going for, which is like this Fantastic Four teen version.
Yeah, and it's nice to say, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, I believe she's like 26, 27, 28 years old.
She's 27.
27, okay.
Yeah.
So that's nice. It's nice that she's not 19. Aaron?
I couldn't disagree more with you guys. Yes, beautiful, sure. Talented, absolutely. But Jessica Alba was too, and she was a terrible Sue Storm. I don't think.
I'm sorry, Jessica Alba was talented?
Newsflash,
ladies and gentlemen, newsflash.
You're talking about charisma and presence. Jessica Alba absolutely has that.
We'll have that
100%.
debate on Versus sometime.
Fine, I will gladly defend her. I do think that she has areas that she possesses talent and charm and charisma, just like Emmy Rossum.
Right.
However, this does not make her a good choice for Sue Storm. I think this is a terrible fit for the character. She just doesn't do it for me in that role. Where are the Carey Mulligans? Where are the Michelle Williams in this conversation? These are names that aren't even being considered for the role, and they'd be much better fits, in my opinion.
All right, what's
so
next?
I sell, if that wasn't clear.
A report in Variety reveals that Lost and The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug star Evangeline Lilly is in talks to take the lead female role in the upcoming Marvel film Ant-Man. The speculation is that Lilly would play the part of Michael Douglas's daughter and Paul Rudd's love interest. Dennis, buy or sell the idea of Evangeline Lilly in Ant-Man?
I buy it. I think she was great in Lost, and she also was one of my favorite parts in The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug. The one thing I'm hoping for, though, is that her character in the movie is more than just the love interest. That she plays a character kind of, like Pepper Potts. The reason why she's so great is she is defined not just by her relationship with Tony Stark, but she is her own person. And so I hope that whoever she plays is something more than just the girlfriend.
I agree.
Yeah, I buy it too. I think that she's great right now. I loved her in Hobbit as well. And it's kind of unclear what character she'd be playing at this point in time. I'm just hoping for something that it really is a great fit for her, so she's able to swing this out and parlay it into more roles in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, like her playing Michael Douglas's daughter that then becomes the love interest of Paul Rudd seems like a good fit. It's difficult for me to say buy or sell when I really don't know what the character is. It's tough. Now, do I buy her in general? Absolutely. Like I think I fell in love with her just a little bit when I interviewed her for The Hobbit. I'm just sitting here with her and it's like, wow, you're awesome. But it's difficult to nail a buy or sell. But because I think she's so strong and I am looking forward to the movie so much, I'm going to give it a tentative buy.
As some of you may know, the video game-based movie Hitman is being rebooted with the new title Agent 47, and this week we've learned that the new cast includes Homeland star Rupert Friend as Agent 47, Star Trek star Zachary Quinto, and Shame and Oldboy actress Hannah Ware. The film was originally going to start shooting this month with Fast and Furious star Paul Walker as Agent 47, but production was delayed after Walker's tragic death. John, buy or sell the sounds of the new Agent 47 movie?
Oddly enough, I'm going to buy this. Now, the first Hitman film didn't really do it for me. It made about $100 million worldwide on a relatively small budget. It really wasn't all that bad, but also wasn't really all that good. But Hitman is a property, to me, that even if it gets botched once, and I'm not saying the first effort was a total botch, but even if you did botch it once, I believe there's enough potential there in the story and the narrative of this guy. And it's just a great lead character to start with. The mythology behind it is also pretty strong. This is a type of character that you could reboot a few years later and give it a second shot. Now, it's interesting to note, it's the same screenwriter as from the first one. Daniel Alter, who is the producer on the first one, is also producing this one. And on some level, you could say, well, that gives me less hope. But for me, it actually gives me more hope because it's the people, the same people, that have probably learned from what happened with the first Hitman film. This encourages me. For now, I'm going to give it a tentative buy. Dennis?
I'm going to sell it. I'm not really interested in it. I didn't see the first one. I just heard a lot of negative stuff about it, even though I'm a big fan of Timothy Oliphant, who was in the first one.
Right.
Rupert Friend, I think he would be a good fit. I've seen him on Homeland. I stopped watching Homeland after season 2 because it got too ridiculous, but I think he would be a good fit. But just in general, and I think the reason why they're changing the name to Agent 47 is maybe to get away from the stench of failure of the first Hitman.
It is interesting to note, too, that we haven't been talking about that Zachary Quinto, who we haven't really seen in a good villain role since his role in Heroes, and he was awesome in Heroes. So I am curious to see him play a villain. Anyway, Aaron, what do you think?
I would like him I would like to see him in the role of Agent 47, to be honest with you.
That would be curious, wouldn't it?
I would love that, and I love Timothy Oliphant. I think he did a good job in Hitman, even though the movie was not very critically acclaimed, shall we say. But if we're going to bring back the screenwriters and the same producers, let's bring back Timothy, too. I'm not crazy about this casting choice, to be honest with you. So I'm going to sell it for now, though I think there is potential.
All right, folks, we reached that part of the show for Mailbag. Listen, if you've got a topic or a question you'd like us to address on the show, you can email us anytime at amcmovietalk@gmail.com. Now, every day we take a little bit of time, pull a couple questions out. But listen, we also do this show live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you've got a question that you'd like to ask us live, instead of using the chat board today, we're going to have you tweet us your question. So tweet us at AMC Movie News. So that's tweeting us at AMC Movie News and tweet us your question. Chris Lee's going to be keeping her eye on that. But for now, we got a few questions from the mailbag. So Chris Lee, what do we got?
You guys are blowing up our Twitter right now with questions, so thank you for following directions today. Sam Foglio writes, hello there, sons and daughters and cousins of AMC. This show is awesome. I have a question regarding Liam Neeson. Recently, I've been seeing his name pop up in some pretty random titles, like The Nut Job, The Lego Movie, A Million Ways to Die in the West, and Nonstop. What's with the diversity? Thanks.
And you forgot Felipe, the sentient dancing microphone. That's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Well, as far as the animated films go, who cares? I mean, that's 2 days, go into the studio, record your lines, and move out. And for Liam Neeson, the guy has one of those, not as iconic, but he's got kind of one of those James Earl Jones voices where as soon as he starts to speak, you know who's speaking, you know that voice. So that works. And to take a guy like that who's so badass and put him in some comedies like A Million Ways to Die in the West, that makes sense to me. That feels really good. Did you see that Ricky Gervais skit from, I can't remember which show it was.
It's from Life is Too Short.
Life is Too Short, and he goes in, there's this, if look it up on YouTube, it's there. But there's a scene from this show where Liam Neeson, playing himself, goes into Ricky Gervais's office with a couple of friends and starts to explain to Gervais in this totally deadpan, serious tone that he wants to start doing stand-up comedy. Look it up on YouTube. It is hilarious. But it's good to see an actor diversify himself with comedy drama, especially a guy who's got like the image of a Liam Neeson. Anyway, Aaron, how do you see it?
Well, what's with the diversity? What's with the question? I mean, what's wrong with diversity? Why can't he try different things and do voiceover roles and be kind of varied in what he's choosing his career at this point? He's Liam Neeson. He can do it at this point. So I say, why not?
He can't always be taken. He can't be taken
Well, I
every
like
other
that
day.
diversity, but I wouldn't throw Nonstop in there because Nonstop looks just like Taken, Taken 2,
Yeah.
and that other movie Unknown that he did that looked just like Taken as well. So I would take that out. But yeah, it is good that he's doing diverse things, and maybe he's trying to compete with Kevin Hart of how many movies they can be in 1 year.
2001.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Before we get to the next question, you guys that are watching us live, I just want to apologize. The chat board wasn't working properly, so that's why we went to Twitter today. So I'm sorry if you guys don't have Twitter, but hopefully our chat board will be back up tomorrow and we can get to everyone's questions. James writes, hey guys, my question is about AMC Movie Talk. How did AMC Movie Talk get started? Whose idea was it to start the show? And after a great first year, where do you think the show is heading and what does the future hold for Movie Talk? John, I can't wait for you to answer this question.
It's always actually kind of fun to answer a behind-the-scenes question once in a while. Okay, so the idea for Movie Talk was mine because my background is podcasting. I've been doing that for a long time, and from the moment I agreed to start working with AMC, I let them know my goal was to get a show going. And so, but AMC was understandably a little hesitant to let us speak with an editorial voice. And so it took a few years for them to warm up to the idea, and then our social media manager, who's the guy that recruited me to work at AMC, he and I decided at Comic-Con, actually, 2 years ago at Comic-Con, we decided we're going to start a show, and we started it weekly, then we went to 2 times a week, and then last January we started the daily, what we now know as AMC Movie Talk. And it's been great. I mean, from 50,000 monthly viewers to 3.5 million monthly viewers, from 5,000 subscribers to 140,000 subscribers. It's been great. Where are we going? We got some really cool things coming up that I'm not going to quite announce just yet, but we got some cool things coming. Dennis, you've been around since we started this thing.
Yeah, and also you, me, our friend Johnny, and Frosty kind of did a similar thing before.
And Roth?
Yeah, and Roth. We did
Yeah.
like something that was, I think, weekly.
Yeah, we did a weekly thing. We shot at your house, actually.
Yeah.
Remember? We shot a weekly movie podcast at your house.
Yeah.
That was fun. And we just did it for fun.
Yes.
And we kind of took that and brought it over here. So I don't know. Do you got anything to add, Aaron? You're kind of recent. I mean, compared to me and Dennis, we're the old guys here.
I'm kind of the newest addition of the team, and I've had a lot of fun. I feel like there's been a lot of growth even since I've been here, and thanks to you guys and your support and all the viewers who have been so actively involved with what we're doing here, we've been able to get some other balls in motion that should be in the works or coming out or to be announced soon.
Did I mention we were named the best new series on the internet? I just thought I should drop that in there. Anyway, okay, let's get to some. We're gonna take some time. We got a few minutes left here. I love taking rapid fire questions from the chat board from you guys who are watching us live. So Chris Lee's been pulling questions. She is the gatekeeper. She's the one you got to kiss up to. So Chris Lee, what's been asked live?
I want a gatekeeper shirt. We're going to get one of those. Kevin Mom wants to know, do you think Batman will have armor in the Batman Superman movie?
I don't think so. I think they're going to go. I mean, they've been talking about having a slightly different variation of the Dark Knight costume, probably one going back to one that we've seen a few years ago from the one artist, not Loeb, but I can't remember the artist's name. But I don't think we're going to see armor. I do think there's going to be, when he fights Superman, there's going to be some kind of equalizing factor, but I don't think it's going to be armor per se. I don't know. How do you guys see it?
I think that if he does fight Superman, it will be some sort of suit, robotic suit. Armor.
Maybe an adaptation of the Kryptonian armor that got left behind?
Maybe, and then maybe some kryptonite mixed in there.
Yeah, it probably have to be kryptonite. What do you think, Aaron?
I don't know about armor, but I do want to see variation of the suit. I want to see something a little bit different than what we've seen in movies past.
Not just all black.
I think they're
all
going to go
that,
more
maybe?
classic, maybe with the gray and blue.
I'm guessing we're going to probably see some gray. All right, what's next?
Anthony Botalucci says 3 months away from the second most expensive movie and not even a real trailer yet. What's up with X-Men Days of Future Past?
I'd say we've had a real trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've been watching, but we've had a real trailer, and it looks. Oh, I almost dropped the F-bomb. It looks really awesome. So I'm really excited about it, and yeah, they are marketing, and they've got a good plan. They did a Super Bowl spot on top of that, so yeah, their gears are in motion. Do you guys see it any other way?
No, they're probably just waiting until closer to the date. They know that in this day and age, it's people have ADD and they they forget about stuff. So they're probably going to wait till it's closer to the date.
Is it bad that I'm looking past Days of Future Past already, and I'm looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse?
So am I.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
That one looks really awesome. But yeah, I think that the fans are really excited, or X-Men fans, or fans of the movies that don't even know the comics. We're already pretty stoked for this movie no matter what, but it's everyone else that I think we're holding like more information or additional trailers for the general public to remind them.
I think some people are waiting to see, because the last few Bryan Singer movies haven't been the greatest, so I think some people are waiting.
What are you talking about? Jack the Giant Slayer? Snubbed.
Yeah.
Snubbed at the Oscars.
So I think some people are waiting to see if he's returned to form.
All right, what's next?
Alexander Thomas wants to know our thoughts on a Back to the Future remake and who we would want to play Marty and Doc Brown.
Look, I've said this before, and I know it's an unpopular opinion. I believe remake anything. It doesn't matter, because even if the remake sucks, I've got the original, and it doesn't change the original, and I'm still happy with it, whatever. So I'm all for a retelling Back to the Future in 5 or 10 years. I don't know that I want to see it before 2020, I don't think. But as far as who, impossible to say. I mean, if you're going to make it today, which I don't want it made today, Logan Lerman would actually probably not be a bad little fit. Michael Cera, I'm kidding.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Just stoke that fire.
Yeah, so I'll withhold any opinion about who it could be, but I could see them remaking eventually. Any strong thoughts on that?
I'd have to think more about who they could cast, but I think eventually they will. It's a classic.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they don't. I know I'm divergent in my opinion on this one, but I love those movies. I think they were so well done. Zemeckis did an incredible job, and I don't know if I could
But that
ever
won't
see
change if they remake it. Those originals will still be great.
John, but I just don't know if I want to see it happen again.
You're not the only one who feels that way. All right, what's next?
John, the original DVDs all erase when they do a remake. I just wanted to let you know that. Tama once says, "Hey guys, great show. Tweeting you from England. Do you think that Black Panther and Doctor Strange will be in Avengers 3? Cheers."
How did you tweet all that? So do we think Doctor Strange and Black Panther will be in Avengers 3? Going out on a limb and going to say no. I think one of them will be, but right now, Phase 3 is getting crowded really fast. We got Ant-Man, we've got probably Thor 3. We don't know if they're going to put Thor 3 into Phase 3, but I got a feeling they will. They've already announced Captain America 3. And then I think there's room for one of those two. But now there's even a rumor going around starting this morning, coming from JoeBlow.com, Jimmy O's site, that they've already scheduled a Guardians of the Galaxy sequel for 2016. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, then there will absolutely be no room. And I don't think they're going to introduce Doctor Strange or Black Panther in Avengers 3. I think they're going to launch those characters in their own movies and then bring them Avengers. So I think you're going to get one out of the two. I don't think you're going to get both. What do you guys think?
I think Doctor Strange will be in Avengers 3.
I
Because
agree.
if you've read Infinity Gauntlet, he plays a big role in kind of the planning of how to take down Thanos. So I think that will be a good time to introduce him.
I think standalone movies, sure, we can expect that to happen in the future, but Avengers 3, not sure. Too early to tell.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Kyla Iris Garcia wants to know if there'll be a possible She-Ra movie or Sailor Moon, even if it's in animation form.
You know what? Don't guffaw at the idea. I have heard from some pretty reliable people, actually, that there are some people seriously looking at a Sailor Moon live-action film. Don't start writing around John Campy if AMC says, no. I'm just saying I heard from somebody that there is some talk going on. That's all. So don't go running with Sailor Moon movie coming headlines. So don't guffaw at that idea. That She-Ra, no, don't hold your breath. They're having a hard enough time just getting a He-Man movie going. So they got to get that going, get way beyond that before you can even start dreaming about She-Ra. So I don't think that, but Sailor Moon, don't fall over of shock if within the next 2 to 3 years if you hear them making one. What do you guys think? Or what have you heard? You heard anything different?
I love all of these ideas. I want to see it happen.
Yeah,
I want She-Ra. I want Sailor Moon. I want Power Rangers live action again. I want all of these things to happen. Sonic the Hedgehog too. Throw it in there.
She-Ra won't happen unless He-Man's a big hit, and maybe if she's...
And maybe 2 or 3 He-Man big hits,
Yeah, but with Sailor Moon, the thing I think is like, its peak has already happened, hasn't it? Like, it used to be really, really big how many years ago?
Yeah.
It's still known, but it's not as big, so I don't know.
All right, what's next?
My name is Brad, is writing from Jamaica, and
Whoa.
says a lot of people are bashing Wolf of Wall Street for glorifying the life of Jordan Belfort. What do you guys think?
No, this is an argument I've had with a lot of people. The movie does not glorify anything. The movie tells the story from one character's point of view. And you as an audience member, the filmmakers trust that you're not stupid enough that you don't recognize it's being told from that guy's point of view. And from his point of view, you never see yourself as the bad guy. You always justify everything to yourself. You always justify everything you've done. Even the things you know were wrong, you soften the blow to yourself. He narrates the movie, for heaven's sakes. The movie is narrated by this character. So yeah, I don't think they glorified squat. They just told it from his point of view, and I think that's the appropriate way to tell that kind of a story. And then it's up to us as an audience to be intelligent enough to know how to interpret that. Am I preaching the wrong message here, or what do you think?
Wolf of Wall Street was my second favorite movie of the year last year, so I don't think it glorifies it at all. I think it. And also, I think a lot of people were saying, well, nothing really happened to him at the end. Well, the thing is, it's based on a real story. So if it didn't happen, they can't write up like, oh, he went to jail for 50 years. Yeah. That didn't happen in real life. And I think that's more on society than it is on Scorsese and whoever made the movie. Like, they're not going to make up a fake ending for it.
Right. Aaron?
Yeah, it's art, and it's based on a true story, and the way that they tell the story or portray it can be portrayed however they want to and however Scorsese finds appropriate. And ultimately, I don't think that it's a commentary on what had happened in terms of what he views as truth. It's more of commentary of what this says about us as a society.
No, I agree.
And the fact that it even happened. It's more of an idea than a statement that this is okay or glorifying his life.
All right, let's take 3 more.
Alex Weaver wants to know if we think Aaron Paul will be one of the big names in Hollywood in the future.
I don't think so. But let me preface that by saying I really hope so. The dude's a class act. I mean, not only do I think he's super talented, he is a legitimate, really nice guy. I had a chance to meet him at the world premiere for Zero Dark 30, and the very next day he invited Anne to go down to this big waffle truck that was closing down, and him and Tobey Maguire were there, and they did all this kind of stuff. Just a genuinely sweetheart of a guy. What you see is what you get. I hope he becomes a big star. My fear is that the success he had on Breaking Bad will become a hindrance to breaking out. But, you know, we got Need for Speed coming out. And I think if he can impress a lot of people, and if this movie can actually become a little bit of a sleeper hit, it certainly increases his chances. I just don't know that it can happen. What do you guys think?
I think he has the talent, and I think he has the charisma to break out as a star. It's all about, I think, choosing roles, though, and getting the right roles, because there's other people who also have talent and charisma. You have, we've talked about this a lot, Taylor Kitsch. I think he's really talented.
Super
I think
talented,
he's a good-looking guy. He has the charisma, but he just happened, and it's not even bad movies, like we talked about John Carter. But just,
Battleship was a bad movie.
Yes, it was. Yeah. But I just saw him in Lone Survivor, so that's the last impression I have, which was actually pretty good. But it's a lot of luck involved as well.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of this very same question last night. I'm on season 4 of Breaking Bad. I know, late to the game here, a little late to the party. But I was thinking this exact same thing. Like, who in this cast is going to be the main breakout star other than Bryan Cranston? And I think he's so talented.
I'm not even sure Bryan Cranston is going to have a real solid
I think it will be a challenge for him too, but I think that they did an amazing job of assembling that cast. Everyone is so solid, and I would love to see them all have careers, and it will be super interesting to see who is the biggest Hollywood breakout star 5 to 10 years from now. I think Aaron Paul definitely has it in him. I think he's so amazing to watch. He's charismatic and so talented, and I think he could play a very wide range of different roles.
Yeah, does he have the talent to do it? Yes, but are we as the audience, as the wider audience, going to embrace him in that? That's going to be the bigger question.
As an audience member and a critic, I will.
I know you will.
I think it's all about the role. I'd like to see him in comedy, though.
I'd love to see him try to do comedy.
Yeah, because I think he has that, comedic presence.
All right, let's fly through the last 2 ones here.
David wants to know, why did The Lone Ranger get an Oscar nomination for special effects over Man of Steel or even Frozen?
You know, it affects people look at things differently than everybody else does. And how it got a nomination over Man of Steel is beyond me, and I come from a visual effects background, but remember, there are visual effects people voting on this, and so they saw certain things that they liked, and remember, it's a visual effects nomination. This isn't a comment on the quality of the movie. Some people saying, that movie's so bad, how could it possibly get a nomination? Because it's not a nomination about how good the movie is, it's a nomination on visual effects, and the voting people thought there was enough there to give it a nomination, so I got no problem with it. I wouldn't have done it that way, but I got no problem with it.
I got a problem with it. Pacific Rim should have been in there.
I thought
I
Pacific
agree
Rim
with
did
you
get
completely.
nominated.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
The Hobbit got nominated. Pacific Rim did
Oh,
not.
okay, right,
And Man of
right.
Steel did not. So yeah, I got a problem with it.
Yeah, the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. Pacific Rim, robbed. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, last question.
Tim Terrell says, what is happening to the Jon Favreau Magic Kingdom film? Is it still going ahead?
You know what? I'm not really sure. Everything about Favreau right now has been about Chef,
Yeah.
which I am dying to see because he's got him. He plays an emotionally unstable food truck chef. To me, that's gold right there. And then he called in his Iron Man favor by getting Robert Downey Jr. involved, and he got Scarlett Johansson is in it. This is going to be Favreau's love interest this time. I think this movie is going to be wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it. But ever since he started rolling that other stuff has kind of been falling away. And I've heard nothing. Have you guys heard anything?
No, but I'd love to cast myself in a movie and put Scarlett Johansson as the
As my romantic love
lead.
interest.
We've got to make out here. Hold on.
JGL did it too last year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was the actress he wanted
With
to
Don
cast.
John, yeah.
Yep.
So who will I have all these makeout scenes with? Okay.
Yeah, he's
doesn't
big
want
on Chef.
Scarlett
He's big on
Johansson?
Chef right now. He actually was on that reality show Top Chef,
Oh, was he?
promoting Chef.
Well, that's
'Cause
the place to do it.
Yeah, he had Roy Choi, who started the whole food truck craze with the Kogi food trucks. He was on there with him, and he was talking about Chef. So yeah, Magic Kingdom, kind of out of the picture right now.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll get it rolling at some point. All right, folks, that'll do it for us. We've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Listen, don't forget, lots of great movies playing right now in AMC theaters everywhere. Head on over to www.amctheaters.com for your theater, showtime, and movie ticket information. If you want an audio-only version of this show, look in the description of this video and you'll find links to our Stitcher and our iTunes in case you want to listen to us on the way to work. And don't forget, click that subscribe button if you haven't become one of our subscribers yet. It'll keep you up to date on everything going on in the world of movie news, including our daily AMC Movie Talk Show, Mailbag, AMC Versus, AMC Spoilers. We're doing a Lego Spoilers review this weekend, by the way, so keep your eyes open for that. I want to thank those, first of all, sitting at the table with me, the one and the only Mr. Dennis Zen. Dennis, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me on Twitter @ThinkHero and on YouTube ThinkHero Pro, and I'm happy and excited to be able to see Lego Movie again tonight.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet. Tonight's the
Yes.
first time for me. Miss Erin Darling. Erin, where can people find you online?
Facebook, Aaron Darling fan page, Twitter, Aaron A. Darling. I can't even talk right now.
She's still thinking about Jesse. And of course, our lovely host today, Miss Chrisley Lee Kennedy. Chrisley, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram @Chrisley and the Movie Chick on Tumblr.
And you can find me on the various social media networks just @John Campia. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. My name's John Campia for AMC Movie News, and until next time, bye-bye.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.